The committee observes that this was a premeditated plan hatched to divert the iron seats meant for the reformed warriors. The committee observes that Honorable Mary Kitutu significantly contributed to the mismanagement of the iron seats meant for the community empowerment program. Her conduct depicted a character of a person who is not fit for the whole role or the task. Rather, they were picked from the ones provided for under the routine budget for Karamoja. The committee, however, established that the 10,000 iron seats were actually from the supplementary budget, not the routine budget, as alleged. The committee received documentations from the assistant inventory indicating that the head of stores was acting on instructions of the Honourable Minister, and that was how the 9,000 iron seats were released. On page 18, it shows how the 9,000 iron seats were given out or donated. Right on our speaker, unless you guide members, can should I read the names? Yes. Right Honorable Among Anita.
Honorable, I just wanted to make only one correction. Yes. In the report, where you said the launch was 12th June 2023. Was it? Yes, 2022. So ensure that one is captured, clerk. Then for the names, you can just read the names and the iron sheet, because the other details are very many.
Thank you.
The report is very big, Honorable colleague.
Page, allow me go to release and distribution of 10,000 iron seats. The committee established that His Excellency the President launched the Community Empowerment Program in Karamoja on 12 June 2022. The launch involved the distribution of iron seats and goats to beneficiaries. To facilitate the launch, a total of 10,000 pre-painted iron seats were requisitioned by Mr. Abaho Joshua, who is the personal assistant to the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, to be released from the opium stores on behalf of the Honourable Minister. The Undersecretary authorized the release of the items in the same memo, and the details is provided for in Annex 12. The committee was informed by Mr. Abaho that the vehicle could only carry a maximum of 1,000 iron set clear and consistent guidelines and mandates while engaging with different stakeholders to ensure harmony in the implementation of the planned activities. Honorable Dr. Kitutu Mary Goret, the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, be held accountable for issuing varying guidelines on the selection of beneficiaries. The existing list of beneficiaries submitted to OPM based on the conflicting guidelines should be discarded. New list of beneficiaries be generated with strict adherence to the definition of reformed warriors with the help of Uganda People's Defense Forces taking the lead. OPM should immediately dispatch and distribute all the iron seats procured under the Community Empowerment Program to the intended beneficiaries using the correct list. Procurement and distribution of iron seats, Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, we have provided details on how much was spent at the time of procurement, and 2,000 were taken by Honourable Minister Kitutu, 3,000, and she took twice. Honourable Akelo Rose was given 500. Right Honourable Nabanja, the Prime Minister.
This is a report. The chair, we cannot clarify anything. We shall do in the debate. Now she's just reading the report verbatim, the way it is. And the report is not for the chair, it's for members. So at this stage, she can't do much. Honourable Chair.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. 200 were given to Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Nabanja Robina. 300 were given to Honorable Minister Kasaija Matia. 2,000 were given to Honorable Nandutu Agnes, the State Minister for Karamoja Affairs. 300 were given to Honorable Minister Judith Nalule Nabakoba. 200 were given to Honorable Musasis Henry. 200 were given to Honorable Chirabo Agnes. 300 were given to Namuyango Kacha Jennifer. 300 were given to Honorable Anyakuni Esther Davinia. 250 were given to Mr. Abaho Joshua. 150 were given to Church Priest, St. Peter's Church of Uganda. Then 300 were given to Honorable Minister Lugolobi Amos. This totals to 9,000 iron seats. The committee observes that this was a premeditated plan hatched to divert the iron seats meant for the reformed warriors, because the justification given for taking only 1,000 out of 10,000 iron seats for the launch, for reasons that the vehicle had low capacity, is not justifiable. Because at the time of the requisition, the Honourable Minister and the PA were aware of the different capacities of vehicles available for transportation under Office of the Prime Minister. If the Honourable Minister and Mr. Abaho had made a mistake, the balance of 9,000 iron seats, which were left in the stores, should have been kept for the intended beneficiaries and not donated to the recipients who were distributed, and up to now the balance of 350 are still in the store at Moroto stores. Release and distribution of 12,200 iron seats from the supplementary budget. The committee established that the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Honorable Dr. Mary Goreti Kitutu, directed for the release of 12,200 pieces of iron seats from the stores for community mobilization and for peace-building missions in the sub-region via an internal memo. The details is attached as Annexure 14. Accordingly, this was cleared. The committee further established that following a security alert about the sale of opium-branded iron seats in Namisindwa, Mr. Seremba Godfrey, the accounting officer, immediately halted subsequent distribution of iron seats on 8th February 2023. However, by that time, a total of 5,500 iron seats out of the 12,200 had already been distributed, leaving a balance of 6,700 in the opium stores at Namambe. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, on page 21, this was how the iron seats were distributed, the 5,500. 200 were given to Honorable Minister, State Minister for Education, Dr. Moriku Joyce. 500 were given to Right Honorable Kadaga Rebecca Alitwala. 300 were given to Honorable both Maxons Jacob. 300 were given to Right Honorable Nakadama Rukia Isanga. 300 were given to Honorable Kasaija Matia. 3,000 were taken by Dr. Kitutu Mary Goret. 300 were given to Honorable Obua Dennis Hamson. 300 were given to Honorable Amos Lugolobi. 300 were given to Honorable Chagulaga Fred Mwino. Mode of authorization for the release of ICA, they read on that. The committee established that the allocation of iron seats to the persons named above was done through phone calls. Some recipients informed the committee that Mr. Abaho Joshua, who is the PA to the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, made phone calls to different recipients, their personal assistants informing them that the Minister for Karamoja Affairs had iron seats for them at the opium stores at Namambe. Mr. Abaho further ordered the storekeepers to release the iron seats. Regarding the method of conducting the recipients through phone calls, Mr. Abaho informed the committee that he was purely working on the instructions of Honorable Dr. Kitutu Mary Goret and not on his own accord. And he had brought the issue to the attention of the Permanent Secretary. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, we were not able to meet the Permanent Secretary because he was in his post. May his soul rest in peace. Committee's observation. The committee observes that the use of lack of adherence to the established formal procedures and inventory management in the running of the opium store. The committee observes that the distribution of 14,500 iron seats to persons other than the reformed warriors was a total diversion from the intention of the community empowerment program. Recommendation. The account the staff at the opium stores for the issuance of iron seats from the stores based on phone calls other than following the laid down procedures and policies. Donations of iron seats under Ministry for Karamoja Affairs. The committee established that there is no budgetary provision for donations under the Ministry for Karamoja Affairs. The committee therefore observes that the use of unconventional channels and means to obtain items from government stores outside the well-laid-out procedures offends the established practices and that are anchored on the principles of accountability and value for money. It is therefore the committee's considered opinion that the arbitrary issuance of orders by the Minister for Karamoja Affairs through her juniors and technical staff to effect release and distribution of iron seeds from the opium stores amounted to abuse of office. Report to opium. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, on page 24, we have provided details on the recipients who made requests for iron seeds. Members can read that. On process, this is on page 24.
I think that one you can read quickly.
Okay. Requisition for iron seats by recipients. Right Honorable Nakadama Rukia Isanga made requisition on 25th October 2022 to Dr. Kitutu Mary Goret for relief items. Honorable Chagulaga Fred Buino on 26 October 2022 made a request to PA to the Minister for Karamoja Affairs. Honorable Dr. Modiku Joyce on 20th January 2023 made a request to Right Honorable Nabanja, the Prime Minister. On 10th September, Honorable Minister Kelo Rose Lily made a request to Honorable Dr. Kitutu Mary. On 12th April 2022, Honorable Jennifer Kacha made a request to Minister of State for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees Affairs, and also to Minister of State for Northern Uganda on 11th October 2022. On 5th September 2019, Honorable both Maxons Jacob made a request to Minister of State for Northern Uganda. On 27th January 2022, Honorable Chirabo Agnes made a request to Right Honorable Prime Minister. On 17th and 28th March 2022, Honorable Nabokova Judith made a request to Minister for Relief and Disaster Preparedness for relief items, process of handling requests for relief items in OPM. She gave us information that what was in the stores, the balance was 81,554. The Right Honorable Prime Minister informed the committee that the delays in the distribution of iron seats was brought about by petitions from the various district local governments contesting the inclusion of lists from MPs. She indicated so far only 3 districts of Nakapriprit, Karenga, and Moroto had partially received iron seats. The details are there. She further stated that she had been informed that Karenga district received 1,500 iron seats. The Right Honorable Prime Minister informed the committee that contrary to the information that was circulating in the media, she did not receive iron seats made for Karamoja sub-region, but instead received from the regular budget for donation and subsequently donated to different parts of the country. She further indicated that the decision to divert and reallocate the iron seats requisition for delivery to Karamoja sub-region was taken solely by the Minister for Karamoja Affairs and not Office of the Prime Minister. She informed the committee that it was unfair for the public to expect her to police the ministers under her docket, but expect minimum supervision given their mandate and competence. The diversion of iron seats was not discussed in top management meetings with her ministers. She further indicated that she gets briefs during cabinet meetings or during inquiries by the investigating agencies. The Prime Minister further informed the committee that she briefed the President on this matter. Right Honorable Prime Minister informed the committee that she set out to improve the management of stores and many internal issues as soon as she assumed office, including the introduction of the labeling, branding, and specific wording for the items under Office of the Prime Minister. When the Prime Minister further proposed that the diverted iron seats be replaced through the following ways. That is on page 35. 1, iron seats that were taken by leaders and have not been used be returned to OPM. 2, the iron seats taken and used by leaders belonging to other affirmative action regions, whose accountability has been filed and can be verified, be replaced by transferring an equal number of those from the affirmative ministries they belong to. She cited an example of replacing the diverted iron seats for Karamoja sub-region with the ones belonging to Northern Uganda Affairs and other affirmative action programs accordingly. Number 3, investigations being expedited to bring out the truth and hold accountable those who misuse the iron seats. Our observations. The committee observes that under Article 108A(2)(a) of the Constitution, the Prime Minister is the leader of government business in Parliament and is responsible for the coordination and implementation of government policies across ministries, departments, and other public institutions. The committee observes that the Right Honourable Prime Minister had taken prior steps to ensure that control and stopgap measures, such as branding of items distributed by OPM and providing oversight to the Ministry of Karamoja Affairs through various engagement meetings, specifically on the Community Empowerment Program, were held. When the Right Honourable Prime Minister was informed about the diversion, she halted further issuance of the iron seats. However, the committee observes that the Prime Minister did not effectively conduct adequate coordination and monitoring, which affected the Community Empowerment Program in the following ways. She failed to ensure adherence to policies and guidelines in a timely manner. Observes that the actions taken by Mr. Baho to allocate himself iron seats belonging to the people of Karamoja Affairs. It was 250 iron seats, was an abuse of office. We recommend the following. The Director of Public Prosecutions prosecutes Mr. Abaho Joshua for the following offenses. A, corruption contrary to Section 2CF and H of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009. B, abuse of office contrary to Section 11 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009. And C, general prohibited conduct contrary to Section 15(1)A of the Leadership Code Act 2002. Honorable Amos Lugolobi, Minister of State for Planning. Observations. The committee observes that the Right Honorable Nakadama was wrong to address her request to Honorable Dr. Kitutu, the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, because the relevant ministry handling disasters is the Ministry for Disaster Preparedness and Management and Refugees Affairs. The committee established that the 300 iron seats received by Right Honorable Nakadama were meant for the community empowerment program under the supplementary budget. Honorable Akelo Rose Lily, Minister of State for Ethics and Integrity, she received the 800 iron seats, and we have a table showing how she distributed it. The committee established that the 800 iron seats received by the Honorable member was meant for the people of Karamoja Affairs, and it was appropriated through the supplementary budget. The committee further established that whereas there were claims that Honorable Akelo Rose Lily received additional 5,000 iron seats for Karenga district and delivered them to CAO, the committee verified and established that they were not dispatched, as confirmed from the stores. Honorable Dr. Moriku Joyce Kaduchu, Minister of State for Primary Education, we established that the iron seats she got were, the 200 iron seats she got were meant for the people of Karamoja, especially the Karachuna. Honorable Namiyango Kacha Jennifer, we established that the 300 iron seats received were meant for the Karachunas in Karamoja sub-region. Honorable Oboth Maxons Jacob, we established that the 300 iron seats he received were meant for the people of Karamoja sub-region, especially the Karachunas. Honorable Agnes Chirabo, we established that the 200 iron seats he received were meant for the Karachunas in Karamoja sub-region. Honorable Nabakoba Judith received 300 iron seats. We established that the iron seats were meant for the Karachunas in Karamoja sub-region. Recipients who did not make any request for iron seats, this include Her Excellency Major Retired Jessica Lupo. She did not make any request, but she was given. The committee established that she got 500 iron seats, which were meant for the Karachuna. Right Honorable among Anita Annette, she did not make any request, but we established the 500 iron seats received were meant for the Karachunas in Karamoja sub-region. Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga Alitwala, she received 500 iron seats, and we confirmed that they were meant for the Karachunas in Karamoja sub-region. Honorable Dennis Amos Obua Hamson Obua received the 300 iron seats. We confirmed that the 300 iron seats were meant for the Karachunas in Karamoja sub-region. Honorable Matia Kasaija received 600 iron seats, and we confirmed that they were meant for the Karachunas. Honorable Anyakuni Esther Davinia received 5,000 iron seats. The committee further observes that Honorable Anyakun presented evidence of distribution of the 5,000 Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, allow me read this because she was the only person who got 5,000 iron seats in the sub-region, and the first claim was
Just read.
Okay. The committee further observes that Honorable Anyakun presented evidence of distribution of the 5,000 iron seats given by the Ministry for Karamoja Affairs, which were channeled through the cow Nakapriprit.
Can I have order in the House?
The committee discovered that the 5,000 iron seats were part of the supplemental budget, but these were distributed according to Honorable Anyakun's list and not according to the list generated by the District Verification Committee. The committee established that the information provided by Honorable Anyakun was not true because the district chairperson and the cow disassociated themselves from the claims made by Honorable Anyakun that the 5,000 iron seats were officially received by the cow on behalf of the district, and they were the ones originally planned for in the supplementary budget. We have the details of this disassociation in Annex 28 and 29. The committee further established that the cow Nakapriprit acknowledged receipt of the 5,000 iron seats in letter dated 22nd February 2023 to the accounting officer. OPM, however, the committee later discovered through cow's letter and its interface with the district leadership that the cow did not receive the iron seats at the district, but they were stored at Namalu prison stores and later distributed by the PA of Honorable Anyakun. Furthermore, the cow said he was only requested to account for the iron seats by Honorable Anyakun, and this is when he wrote the letter indicating accountability for the same. The details of this is in Annex 30. The committee established that the 5,000 iron seats received by Honorable Anyakun were meant for the community empowerment program under the supplementary budget, and as such, the intended beneficiaries, who are the reformed warriors, should not be disadvantaged as a result of her actions. Honorable Musasis Henry Ariganyira, Minister of State for Finance, he received 200 iron seats, and we established they were meant for the people in Karamoja sub-region, specifically the Karachunas. The committee observes the following. The committee observes that the following recipients who made requests to the Ministry for Karamoja Affairs, who made requests to OPM and other affirmative action departments, who did not make any request for iron seats, should have done due diligence to ascertain the origin of the iron seats before accepting them. Accordingly, the recipients of the iron seats ought to have known the Ministry for Karamoja Affairs covers the Karamoja sub-region alone and not the entire country. As such, should not have received the iron seats from the Minister for Karamoja Affairs. The committee further observes that the above-mentioned recipients should not have considered a call for iron seats from the Ministry for Karamoja Affairs as a response to their requests made to other offices in the Office of the Prime Minister. Recommendation. The committee recommends that OPM should develop and strengthen policies for the implementation of affirmative action programs to strictly ring-fence respective affirmative action resources for the intended beneficiaries. The committee recommends that the following recipients make good the loss of the iron seats received and diverted from the intended beneficiaries under the supplementary budget meant for the people of Karamoja under the supplementary empowerment program, and should apologize to the people of Karamoja sub-region and this nation at large on the floor of Parliament. These are Her Excellency Major Retired Alipoota Jessica Rose Eper, Right Honorable Among Anita Annette, Honorable Akelo Rose Lily, Honorable Kasai Jamatia, Honorable Nabakoba Judith Nalule, Honorable Musasis Henry Ariganyira, Honorable Chirabo Agnes, Honorable Namuyango